Hi, it's Mitch from PickDogs.com. Halftime of the Chiefs versus Texans AFC playoff matchup. Not much going on in this, just your boring, typical game. Texans off to a 24-0 lead, and then the Chiefs rally. I think a lot of people learned a lot about themselves in that first half, and I think a lot of people learned about themselves as sports bettors, and I think a lot of people in our Facebook group probably learned a little bit about why they played the entire game. And, it was 24-0, and the Texans had scored that touchdown, and I went in the Facebook group and I made that post and I said, this is the exact same score of that Miami-San Diego game that I was at in 81. It's the exact same score at about the exact same time in the game. And I think what happens there is it was almost like the Texans scored too fast. And I think that was exactly what we saw in the Miami-San Diego game. And it's kind of like what we saw in that Buffalo-Tennessee game. Buffalo-Houston game. The two big playoff comebacks that we could think about. It was the Miami-San Diego game. The Chargers actually went on to win that game. But it was 24-24 at halftime, after San Diego had a 24-0 lead. Miami scored on the last play of the half of that game to make it 24-24. They ran the hook and lateral, Duriel Harris to Tony Nathan, and I was in the Orange Bowl, and the earth shook. It was amazing. I was there with 3 or 4 of my very best friends in the world. I just, when I was watching this game, I was just reminded of that game, and a few people came in there and saw that I had posted that, and then ironically, I'm watching the game, and a couple minutes later, maybe 10 minutes after I posted that, Jim Nantz said the exact same thing. He's like, "This reminds me a lot of that Miami-San Diego game," and it very much does. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a little bit more than that. I think the Chiefs are going to lay it on them. They have all the momentum. They get the ball in the second half, and the Texans look shaken. Very, very hard to recover once you've been battered like this. The Chargers did. The Oilers never did. So we'll see what happens in this one. Take a quick look at the second half number. Yeah, I never understood this, and I say this on the shows. I might have even said it this morning. I probably said it yesterday. I say it at least 3 or 4 times a week. It's that I never understand the guys that 5 minutes into the game, no matter what the score is, declare that the game is over. And like that Clemson-Ohio State game, my wife can tell you. She watched the game with me. I never wavered. I never wavered from Clemson winning that game, and I never wavered from the Chiefs winning this game. And I even posted it in the Facebook group. I said it's not a lock, but I like the Chiefs here. Chiefs are -7 for the second half. I think that's a stone-cold lock. I think they win the second half by 3 touchdowns. They have all the momentum in the world. It'll be more interesting to see if the Texans can rebound, if they can get anything going at all. Obviously, defensively, they have no answers. It was a lot like that Miami-San Diego game where there was a lot of, just bad fumbles and bad, guys not catching the pass. Such a fake name. I don't even know what that means. But I like the Chiefs here in the second half. I don't think this has anything to do with fans. Here's a comment that mentions fans. We're not fans here. We all are fans of the game, but when it comes to running to bet or anything, we throw our fan card out the window. I don't know anybody in our group that bets because they're a fan, unless they clearly say, "I'm betting this one with my heart," And people do say that once in a while, but there's always that clarifier. But in our group, fans have nothing to do with anything. I think that's what people on YouTube misquote me all the time for. They think that because I pick against the team, I'm a fan of the other team or something. And that's not the case at all. I'm a fan for, however long the game lasts. And that's about it. I'm a fan of the Miami Hurricanes. I think people know that. Chicago White Sox, Miami Hurricanes. You got a few other teams. But anyways, it's kind of a weird angle I got here. I'm used to kind of being in a little box. But I like the... there's Mike. Yeah, see, people will say it, when they bet the game with their heart. I think it's a lean to the under in the second half. I think we've seen a lot of points here in the first half. And normally what we'll see is a little bit more of a deliberate pace in the second half. And I think we'll see the Chiefs trying to slow it down a little bit. And I think we'll see the Chiefs trying to slow it down. And I think that the Texans don't have, well, I guess they do have a quick strike, but it doesn't seem to be the game plan here. So it'd be outside of the game plan. But I like the under 27 for the second half, and I like the Chiefs -7. I think you can go to -14 in this thing if you can get it. I see it to -10.5 at +162. I like it there. I could see the Chiefs just dominating the second half. Yeah, I think that the Texans scored too fast. And like most of the times when you see these epic comebacks, that's what happens. I've been at games where I've been on the right side of them, and I've been at two games where I was at the Miami-San Diego game where I was from Miami, a Dolphins season ticket holder. And I was at that game where Miami did launch the epic comeback. And actually, if you ever see that game on TV, like a replay of it, or when they show the greatest games of all time and they kind of walk you through the games, those highlight shows, that they show, where it's like a highlight of the game, like a half-hour show about the game. Joe Rose catches a pass in the corner of the open end zone in the Orange Bowl, and I'm standing there with three of my friends, right in the corner of the end zone. Right, Joe Rose catches the pass right in front of us. We're on that film. So, little trivia note there. That was my claim to fame at the time. But, I think you weren't the only one that fell asleep at 24-0. I think the Texans fell asleep at 24-0 too. I think like I said, I think they scored too fast. And I think, with the Chiefs also, you have to remember that Robinson has dropped 3 passes. Kelsey dropped 2 passes. One of the passes would have been a first down, and the Texans turn around, block the punt, and run it in for the touchdown. So, there's been a lot of plays both ways. And then, the Texans had the fumbled kickoff that lands right in the Chiefs guys' hands. And I didn't understand the kind of fake move there and the juke step and all of that other stuff. I didn't understand it. Why didn't he just run it in? But I think the Chiefs are in full control here. I think the Chiefs, what's going to happen now is they're going to come out and score right out of the gate in the second half. We're going to be covering with Kansas City full game. And the Texans are now going to be down 2 scores. And can they rally against the Chiefs defense, who it looks like they are a little soft in the middle against the run here with the injury. But, if you have to pass, if you're down by 2 scores, well, you got Terrell Suggs and you got a couple other guys that can really get out of the pass. There's no lean. I already made a pick in the second half. I mean, Tito Dorito. Anyways, still on the Chiefs the second half when they were down 24-0. Hopefully you guys are in our Facebook group. I didn't post it like after they scored 3 touchdowns or anything like that. I posted it when it was 24-0. I said, this game is far from over. I said, not saying it's a lock, but the Chiefs-Texans game is the exact same game I've seen 2 massive playoff comebacks. It is the identical score, 24-0, with about 11 minutes left in the second quarter of the Miami-San Diego Kellen Winslow game. And, I don't say I call it right all the time, but I don't believe that. Nope. If they go for the touchdown there, right, instead of the field goal, when we see Lamar Jackson stoned twice yesterday, right, going for it on fourth down, right, they get stoned there and they don't get they don't even get the field goal. It's a whole different discussion going on here. No way. You absolutely take the field goal. You're up at that point 3 scores. You're basically at 24-0. I mean, you can't. I saw the Chiefs coming back, but I didn't see them scoring 4 touchdowns in 11 minutes. They scored 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes. But yeah, it's Chiefs minus the points and the under for the second half is what we're on. But yeah, a lot of people, I have to say, they call the game way too early. Way too early. Also, the self-praise, man, gotta stop. Gotta stop in the Facebook group. This is horrid, man. It's in the rules. It's like, we don't sit there and say, I told you so, I won, yeah, whatever. And it's like, well, now, you told us so that the Texans were going to win outright on the money line. What are you telling us now? What are you telling us now at halftime? They're going to come, that you like them in the second half plus the 7? Because they're going to get run over. Okay? I got news for you. J.J. Watt was sucking wind in the second quarter. What's he going to look like in the fourth quarter of this one? He's going to be sucking gas. Chiefs are going to run them over. I think the total in this one is a little sketchy because the Chiefs might score, 50-something points in this game. But they're definitely going to cover. But anyways, Auburn versus Alabama. Who'd you get in that game? The college football game 3 months ago? We had Auburn. Money line. We gave it out on the show. Gave it out on the show, gave it everywhere. You can go back and look at our YouTube videos. I say Auburn. I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. The fake punt was the bad idea. That was the bad idea. Was the fake punt. Way too deep in your own territory. Yep, there was also that Super Bowl. The Falcons Patriots just 2 years ago, where the Patriots came back. Anyways, looks like we're headed back for the second half here. We're on the Chiefs. If you guys have been watching this, you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I love doing these halftimes. I'll see you guys at halftime of the Seattle Green Bay game. It looks like they're running the halftime a little bit longer than normal because we're 13 minutes into the show and they haven't kicked off yet. Normally halftimes are 12 minutes. But here they go. They're teeing it up. I will see you guys at halftime in the Faded These. What the hell does that mean? Faded These. What does that mean? Anyways, hopefully you faded my over in this game that I gave out in the free video pick, because then you don't have to worry about waiting in line to cash your ticket. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. See you guys later on, and have a great day. Yes, of course I make picks during March Madness. We do every single game, every single day at Pick Dogs. And of course, I'm doing more videos than anybody.